up? How you doing? It's your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha. Represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Big ups to all of my supporters, my subscribers. I thank each and every one of you. I'm so grateful for your support. Thank y'all for just stopping by sometimes, showing me love. When I post things in the community tabs, you'll stop by and say, hey, just stopping by to holler at you, to show support. You know, I really, really appreciate it. Big ups to all of you who have been sending donations, even if it's been $2, $5, $20. I am really, really appreciative and grateful for each and every one of you. And if you have not subscribed already and you like what you hear on tonight's content, please make sure you like, you share, subscribe, join the family. It's nothing but positive energy over here. I'm one of the very few female content creators. I'm very balanced. I go in on both men and women because I personally feel that all of us are a work in progress. So nevertheless, I wanted to definitely go directly into this, y'all, because this particular video clip is very, very disturbing. I'm definitely going to insert the clip in this video, but before I actually go directly into the footage and display the footage to y'all, I'm sure, unfortunately, this is something that's a very common issue with Black women and their daughters. It's unfortunate that in this day and age, being a Black mother, it's a lot of pressure that is heavy upon us, in which we are expected in some circumstances to have to be the man and the woman, have to be the father and a mother, or in some instances, even if there is a man in the household, sometimes these young women can become so rebellious and get so far out of control to where their fathers, you know, cannot even get a grip on them. They also lose control. And it's very unfortunate that it's so many parents that in some shape or form probably have encountered this type of altercation. I can personally say I have had my share of issues with my daughter when she went through a phase and period in her life in which she was experiencing puberty, going through peer pressure. And you know, when they get at that age, they start smelling themselves, you know, they start rebelling. You really can't tell them anything, especially, you know, when they start having sex, they let the wrong type of dudes to get in their head, and you know, now you can't reach them. You know, it's becoming unbearable, you know, to try to teach them anything. So, you know, I'm sure all of us at some point in time have went through a stage in which you just could not reach your child. But when I tell you, this is far beyond, this is one of the ugliest altercations. This is just straight gutter. This is the grittiest verbal altercations that I have ever witnessed a mother go through with her daughter. So, like I said, I'm sure all of us can relate, but even with all of the things that I have had to encounter as a mother, I've never had my daughter disrespect me to this level that this young lady has disrespected her mother too, and vice versa. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play the footage, y'all. I want y'all to check it out so you can observe and analyze the clip for yourself. And once the footage is completed, I am going to come back with my commentary. Now, this footage is going to be pretty long, so y'all got to be patient. I'm including the whole clip because I want y'all to see the whole dynamics of how ugly, of how chaotic this mother and daughter's relationship is. Now, I think probably what I'm going to do, because it's kind of long, instead of playing the whole footage and then doing my commentary, I'm actually going to interject in the video from time to time without overly interjecting, because there's a couple of points I want to point out to y'all while the footage is being displayed. So anyway, we're just gonna go into it right away, and then I'll just interject from time to time because this is a long ass clip, and if I try to do my commentary after the clip, I think the video is going to be really, really long, and some of us got a short attention span. So anyway, let's go on to the footage, and as the footage continues, we're going to go ahead and start commentating on this particular clip. So anyway, let's get the clip started.
Your Facebook friend, how you put a nigga before your fucking kids?
My nigga ain't got a goddamn thing.
Bitch, you don't close no door in here. This is my door. Leave my door alone. This mine. This mine.
Get out my face.
This mine.
No room to say nothing to me. If you a whole female and you put a fucking nigga before your
What
Raymond
got to do with you? What Raymond got to do with you? What Raymond got to do with you picking up behind your child? What do he got to do from you picking up behind your child? Raymond ain't got nothing to do with none of these conversations. So don't bring him in it. Raymond ain't got nothing to do with the conversation. Raymond ain't got nothing to do with the conversation. You ain't said shit, but you still standing in my house, in my washroom. You still standing in my house.
I surely am.
You still standing in my house.
I surely am.
Find somebody to come and get you a little because you got to ride out. You got to go, girl. I'm serious than a motherfucker. You're not going to sit up and call me all kind of bitches and think you finna stay in my house. That's what you is. I see you as I see it, a bitch.
Okay, and I see it as I see it too, a bitch.
Okay, and you the dirtiest bitch I ever seen.
And you are the pettiest.
Yes, I sure am.
Nasty ass.
Hurry up and get your stuff.
Mother ass bitch. That's what you are.
Now, as y'all can see, this young hyena, she has more bigger balls than King Kong himself. She is standing in her mother's house, in her mother's bathroom, just straight up being disrespectful, talking to her mother, going back and forth with her mom, arguing with her mom, you know, yelling at her, you know what I mean? And basically just having no type of feel. And it's unfortunate that you have a lot of black women that are going through this type of situation with their daughters right now. And I can honestly say, I do believe sometimes when you allow these young women to think that they are on the same level as you, they start to think that they can handle you as if they are just as grown as you. They will talk back to you like you some bitch in the streets that's smashing a baby daddy. And a lot of women have made this mistake by basically befriending their daughters, or in some cases, you have a lot of women who teach their daughters to be disrespectful to other adults, and they think it's cool until that child starts coming back and doing it to them. You have women who teach their children to be disrespectful to the baby daddies. Oh, F your daddy, he ain't this, he ain't that. Teaching them that it's acceptable to disrespect other adults, not realizing that they're also molding that child that's eventually going to come back and disrespect them. Now, I don't know the dynamics of why it has gotten to this point in which the mother is basically having to argue with this broad like she's some hoe in the streets. They're going at it with each other like they hoes in the street, you know, who basically, you know, being owned by the same pimp, you know. So as this conversation will progress, you can listen and notice that the tone in the mother's voice, she's definitely had it at her wits end, and you can pretty much tell that she really can't do nothing with this girl. She can't do nothing with her. Unfortunately, this girl has become a monster that she cannot tame. So at this point, as you can see, it's going to continue to get worse because this young girl is not acting as if she's a child and she should be in a child's place. She's actually getting biggity with her mother. She's actually getting aggressive with her mother. She's talking to her mother like straight Mississippi trash. And you can tell things are getting ready to turn for the worse because the mother is yelling. You can tell in her voice the frustration is there. She's at her wits' end. So this is going to be like a ball rolling down in here. It's going to continue to get bigger and bigger as this argument continues to keep escalating. But we're going to go ahead and proceed.
If I'm a bitch, you a bitch. I'm a Get off me. Get off me. Get off me.
like that. Tell like that, bitch.
And that's why you fucking miss every
Oh, bitch, I was fucking you up in that tub. Use the tub hole today. The tub hole today. Focus on your fucking child. You had your shit. You had your shit, and you right back in mine. No, I don't need no cookie. I got some in the room. You want one? You want one? I got a lot of them. I got a lot of cookies in the room. I got a lot of cookies. Got a lot of cookies. I'm petty, bitch, but you stand in my house. I'm petty, but you in my house. You are in my house. I'm petty. You don't do shit for me. Because they want my shit clean. Let it stay clean.
What the fuck up in your house is that?
Olivia, I just came here picking up shit up off the floor. It's food up. You're a fucking lie. You're a fucking lie. I've been fucking sweeping up since I came in the door. Yeah, one piece of egg, right? Really, Olivia? I picked up more than some fucking egg. Yeah, okay. You sitting up there lying. You know I picked up more than an egg. I picked up more. I don't get. She ain't got to get up off of shit. She ain't got to get off a motherfucking thing. You motherfucking right, bitch. I like a clean house. I like a clean house. Clean. You're a fucking shit. You're a fucking liar. You see how disrespectful this motherfucker is? She ain't got no respect for nobody but her dumbass friends. That's all she got respect for. For her dumbass friends. She don't respect me or her siblings. This is what she does. This is what I shouldn't have to show you no respect. You're in my fucking house. You are in my house. I don't have to show you no fucking respect. I don't have to show you no respect. Well, you need to find you somewhere else to go then. Find you somewhere else to go. And all of this will be, you don't have to sit up and worry about me complaining about my fucking house getting clean, complaining about your son putting shit on my couch, complaining. That ain't complaining. That's telling you to be a fucking parent. That's telling you to be a fucking parent, Olivia. A parent. No, he not. You's a fucking lie. No, he not. No, he not. How he good? How he good, Olivia? How he good? Tell me how.
Not only is this tater thought sitting up here talking reckless to her mother in her mother's house, she's on live. Now keep in mind, the mother is also filming this altercation. She's recording this altercation online, live streaming it, because she wants everybody to see how pathetic her daughter is, how disrespectful her daughter is, and how trifling she is. So I don't know if the mother is doing this as a desperate attempt, as far as trying to embarrass her daughter. Sometimes embarrassment works, sometimes it doesn't. To show people that you up here, acting like you got it going on, and behind closed doors, you not even taking care of your son right. Not only you ain't taking care of your son right, you up here disrespecting me like you got it like that. So since you don't have a problem being disrespectful to me and disgracing me, I'm going to disgrace your ass back. I'm going to embarrass the shit out of you back and let everybody know that you trifling as hell. You get what I'm saying? So this may not be the right approach, but sometimes as a parent, when you have ran out of all tactics and strategies to get your point across, you got some parents that will publicly humiliate their child. But in this case, she's not even a child. This is a grown woman. Now, has she been in high school or whatever, then, it's a little different. You got to be mindful of how you humiliate children, because they got to go to school with other kids, bullying them for it, and they suicidal. You know how that goes. But in this case, this is a different scenario, because this is not a child. This is a grown woman who also so happens to have a child of her own. So the mother is video live streaming this altercation that's going on between the both of them. She has the audacity to also live stream where her, friends who probably hyenas just like her, who probably gut bucket just like her, still not humbling herself. Now she's sitting here on the sofa, popping mad junk again in her mom's house. You know what I'm saying? Basically, trying to air out her mom's dirty laundry. You know what I mean? Calling her names. They're going back and forth and stuff. And the mother's basically saying, you ain't teaching your son nothing. You ain't doing nothing for your son. Your son is around here destroying my house. Your son is, has disciplinary issues. And I can tell just looking at the little boy, if you look at the video and you're observing it, you can tell that her child, her son, he's going to be one of these young black males that's going to be a terror. He's going to be a neighborhood terrorist. If you observe and listen to the video, You're going to hear that little boy screaming a lot. He's going to be doing a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, because you have to remember, this little boy is in a household with both females that are overly emotional. The mother does not know how to control her emotions no more than the daughter does. So this little boy is going to have a lot of beta male tendencies, because he's being raised in a household in which there's no man. I guess the mama has a living boyfriend or whatever, but he's exposed to women that are constantly, constantly yelling, screaming, going back and forth towards each other. So imagine what type of character traits he's going to adopt, what type of habits he's going to adopt. He's going to learn to have overly emotional ways like a female. He's going to scream. He's going to yell. He's already doing it. It looks like he's not even 4 years old yet. And you're going to hear him throughout the video. He's going to be yelling, screaming, saying, "Grandma!" He's going to be yelling a lot to the point to where I really wanted to end this clip. I don't even want to play this whole thing through, because there's so much screaming and yelling. They're going to make this little boy so goddamn toxic to where it's not even going to be funny. So anyway, this young bird have the audacity to be talking all kind of recklessness to her mother, and you don't even have a place for yourself where you could raise your son on your own. So she's staying with a mama. 9 times out of 10, the mama is helping her to raise that child, is giving her, contributing, even if it means just buying him a box of cereal, whatever. 9 times out of 10, when a child is staying with, when your child is staying with you and they have a child, very rarely are you not going to be able to do for that child. And it's very frustrating when you have an ungrateful, unappreciative, trifling ass child that won't stay in a child's place, but at the same time, your grandchild is there. So you still have to fulfill that role to a certain degree as a grandmother, but at the same time, you're not getting the respect that you deserve just being a damn mother. So you can really tell this situation is just way beyond out of control. If anything, I don't know what's going to be the final result. I mean, she's going to attempt to try to put out. But anyway, we're going to continue with the video, and I'll be back with some more of my commentary.
How he good? Tell me how the fuck is he good? How? No, he's not. No, he ain't. He ain't forever shit. No, he not. No, he not. Not. This what a bitch do on live, disrespecting her mom because she don't get no fuck. I show them to show the fucking world on Facebook how disrespectful your motherfucking ass is. Go, I don't give no fuck about you going live. You think I care about it? Don't. No. I don't want no cookie because I tell you to get your ass up and get your son from fucking up my house. You getting an attitude because I tell you to get the fuck up and get your son from fucking up my house? I shouldn't have to tell you shit, bitch, because you should be doing it. You fucking. No, ain't no dust. Ain't no good. Clean this motherfucking shit off my couch that he put on my couch. I just cunked it up, Olivia. I just scraped all my pillows up and shit. I got all my pillows. What dust? I scraped up a lot of shit. You want me to put in? I need to go in the garbage can to show you what I scraped up. Ain't no dust. Ain't no dust. Yes, it was. Yes, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was chips and every fucking thing. Off the fucking. I just got it off the floor. Olivia put them in the garbage can. I put them in the garbage. Yeah, because I got the shit up. That's why. Because I got the shit up. While you sitting there on the phone like you doing that on the fucking phone. On the damn phone. This all she does all day and let her son just run around and fuck up. See, all she do is sit up on her fucking phone. You on the phone, focus on your goddamn child, not that phone. No, you don't. If you did, my house wouldn't be fucked up. If you did, I just got the shit up. Tom, then I just cut all the shit up. I just cut all the shit up off the floor. Sit the fuck up on my fucking couch. Sit up or get the fuck out my front, because I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers. Get the fuck up out my fucking front. I just cleaned it up when I came in the door. I just cleaned it up, Olivia. All the shit he had on the floor. All the shit. It was more than one piece of egg. You was a fucking lie. It was more than one piece of egg. That's the second damn time I done dumped the damn dustpan. And that's the second time I done dumped the fucking dustpan, Olivia. That's the second. Every time I tell her to clean, get your son. This the attitude that I get. This the attitude that I get when I tell her to get her son from fucking up. This is the attitude that I get from a grown ass 20-year-old. From a grown ass 20-year, cause the bitch don't give no fuck. You don't. You know you don't. That's why you ain't got shit and you ain't gonna never have shit. You don't got shit, you stand in my house. You ain't got shit. I got everything in here. It belongs to me. Everything. Everything. What do you got? He paid my rent, boo-boo. He pays my rent. He pays my rent. He pays my rent. Yes, he does. He pays my rent. What nigga that you not gonna pay your rent? What nigga you not gonna pay your rent? What nigga do you have that's gonna pay your rent? You still staying with your mom.
If the audacity was a person, the audacity, this broad is sitting here on a recliner in her mother's house, live streaming herself, disrespecting her mother. And my thing is this: I grew up in an era in which it didn't matter if your parents rode your coattail, fussed at you, yelled at you, went off on you, or in the worst case scenario, cussed your ass out. You were not allowed to bring up any of their personal issues in that conversation. She's up here talking reckless, bringing up her mother's personal issues, a woman who she has to live with and depend on. She's bringing up issues, bringing up her mom's boyfriend. Now, my thing is, why are you bringing up your mom's boyfriend who had nothing to do with the argument? This is how you can tell this girl is far gone, is way beyond gone, because the audacity of her to even be bringing up any of her mother's personal problems, any of her mother's personal issues, because she has to depend on her mother. She's living with her. Okay, my thing is, you're talking about your mama's boyfriend, what he's doing and what he ain't doing. Where's your boyfriend? Where is Tatiana? Where is your baby daddy? Why you not staying with him? Why he ain't got a place for y'all? You up here living off your mother and her boyfriend. I don't care if she got dicks coming in and out of there like the correctional facility. You are nowhere on her level to be throwing up anything in her face about what she does as far as her house. That's her house. If she wants to prostitute in there, whatever she wants to do, that's her goddamn house. If you got a problem with the way your mother is running her house, then you need to be a grown-ass woman and get your own place. Now, if y'all didn't catch it in the beginning, they may say, the mother may bring it on, may bring it up later on in the video. She had a place before. She had a place and lost it. Because the mother says something in the lines of, I allowed you back in my household. So this is the issue. As a mother, when you already see you have a child that can't keep their shit together, keep losing, keep failing, just can't get themselves established, you take a chance every time they fuck off and you bring them back in your household. You take a chance, because what it does not motivate them. It makes them get more comfortable with being sorry, okay, and disrespectful. So apparently, this chick here has made it very clear she's not going to humble herself. To me, she gives off a sense of she feels entitled. Like her mother is supposed to allow her to disrespect her, take her shit, and still live in her shit. That's how far out of hand. This is when you know all control is gone. It's just gone. At this point, no matter what her mother does, her mother could threaten her, her mother could cuss out, her mother could tell her to get the hell out of her house. This female, this broad, she does not fear her mother. She does not have any respect for her mother. If you have a child this rebellious, the only thing you can do with this type of child that has this level of disrespect is you can't do shit for them. You can't do nothing. You got to let a child like this suffer. You got to leave them out in the streets. And a lot of times as parents, we use grandkids as an excuse to tolerate disrespect from grown kids. It comes a point when even if you love your grandchildren, you have to let them suffer, because guess what? As a grandparent, that is not your fault. That is the mother's fault. She is raising him to go from house to house. She ain't woman enough to pay her bills, to pay her rent, where her child ain't got to come back and live off on a parent that she doesn't have any respect for. Then that's on her. You have a lot of parents that are tolerating all type of disrespect because they don't want their grandchildren in the street. But at the same time, what the mother is not realizing, by allowing her to come back, this gives the daughter grounds to think it's okay with her disrespecting her mother. Not only that, does she not realize that the grandchild is also going to feel as if it's acceptable to disrespect authority as well? Because there's, I mean, look, think about it. Her daughter's disrespecting her. So you think the grandson, the grandchildren not gonna think it's not cool? That it's no, they're gonna normalize it. Basically, I'm saying they're gonna normalize it. Eventually, he gonna be talking shit to his own grandmama because he see his mother doing it. Now, keep in mind, also that this young man, not young man, this little boy, he looks like he's no more than probably 4 years old. He's going to have a lot of beta male issues, y'all. I'm telling you. He's being raised in a toxic ass household with two toxic, chaotic women that are consistently going back and forth, his mother and his grandfather. Did y'all not already observe that he's yelling and screaming already, just like his mother, just like his grandmother? This is going to be a little boy that's going to adopt feminine characteristics. And I don't mean like as far as being homosexual, but as far as he's not going to know how to deal with anger. He's not going to know how to deal with emotions. He's going to be a yeller. He's going to be a screamer. He's already yelling. He's already screaming. He's going to be a beta male. He's going to be one of those young black men that are only going to deal with his emotions, but in a feminine manner. He's going to yell. He's going to scream. He's going to struggle with his masculinity. He's not going to know how to deal with things like a man. Now, I don't know if there's a male figure in the household. The mother does have a boyfriend supposedly, but if there's not a man, and if his father is not in his life, and seeing the way that his mother is, I'll be surprised if her baby daddy has anything to do with her. But if there's not a strong, solid male figure in this little boy's life, he is going to be one of those young black men that are going to be ego-emotional. He's going to be egotistical and emotional at the same time. He's not going to learn how to process his emotions as a man. But we're going to proceed with the rest of this.
You pay your rent. You still staying with your mama. You still staying with your mama. You still staying with your mama. I always throwing Raymond up in conversation. Raymond ain't got a motherfucking thing to do with what's going on right now. What Raymond got to do with it? What's Raymond got to do with it? I'm throwing you because I'm talking about your child. Go on and walk off, Miss Olivia. Go on and walk off. You can't talk about me, bitch. You stand in my house. You stand in my house. You can't talk about nobody. Who? Who you talking? Who you calling the bitch? Who you calling the bitch, Olivia? Who you calling the bitch? Who you calling the bitch? See, I can look at this shit. This the shit I'm talking about. Chips and shit all on the fucking floor. This what I'm talking about. She not cleaned up behind her son. It's chips and shit all up in the hallway. She just sit her ass up on the fucking phone. That's all the bitch do, and let her son fuck up. Every day, all day. That's what this bitch do, but she's in my house. You in my house, girl. No, I don't stay with you. You was at my house. I pay all these bills. I pay every bill in here. Every bill in here, bitch. You don't pay nothing. You a leech. You a leech. That's what you is a leech. A leech with your nappy-headed ass. That's what the fuck you is. A leech. You want them fucking leeches you can't get rid of. That's what that bitch is, a leech. But then want to sit up in your house and talk shit to you. While you stand with me rent-free, ain't paying shit. No rent, no NIPSCO. You don't have me pay a motherfucking thing up in here. So you ain't got a motherfucking thing to say to me about nothing in here. If I want my shit clean, clean up my motherfucking shit. Get the fuck off the phone, bitch. Get the fuck off the phone and stop letting your son fuck up. Stop letting your son fuck up. That's all you do is let him fuck up all day while you sit on the fucking phone. My house was somebody fucking quiet when your ass was gone. It was quiet when you wasn't here. Quiet. You sit up all day on a goddamn cell phone. Who does that with a 2-year-old? Just let him fuck up every day. Just let, look, she fixed this shit this morning. This shit still sitting here. Table ain't been cleaned out for 2-3 days. She sit up and let this baby eat off this nasty ass table. Who does that? What parenting skills is that? No parenting skills at all. None. No parenting skills. Nasty ass table. She ain't even dumped the baby food. The damn food still sitting here. Still sitting here. I bet you my dish is clean. I bet ain't a dish in this motherfucking sink. You know what? It's one in there because my daughter fixed some fucking noodles. She got to clean that shit because I'm not cleaning. Get the fuck in there, clean that motherfucking noodles, man. Don't make sense. Don't even want to pick up a broom or mop. Don't mop the floor. Don't do shit but talk shit to you in your house. That's all the fuck you do. You don't do shit. Then want to cry crocodile ass tears when somebody tell you to get your damn son up and fucking up. Who does that? I've been cleaning this motherfucker up since I came back from the fucking store. While she's sitting up there on the phone gossiping with her ugly ass friends. I said, while you sitting on the phone gossiping with your ugly ass friends, bitch, I can repeat it. I can repeat it. I can repeat it. I don't give no fuck about you and live, see how nasty your ass is. Live, see how nasty you is. You don't want me to go show them where you sleep at in the bed in the area you sleep around, bitch. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, bitch. I went down there and cleaned my whole basement up. This bitch got it nasty as hell again. You don't want me to go down there and embarrass your ass. Because I fucking will do it. I will do it. Motherfucker talking shit to you in your own house. Get your ass on some motherfucking well. Ride or die. Ride out, bitch. That's what you need to do. Since you want to talk shit, ride the fuck out. This my motherfucking house. Mine's. Alfreda fucking Murphy. That's who house this is. Not Olivia fucking Mabel's. Alfreda fucking Murphy. That's my house. Mine. You can't even pay not one of my goddamn bills. Stop playing with yourself. Stop playing. She's 16 years old, bitch. She ain't got to pay no bill. She's a minor. A minor. She's 16. And got a fucking job. 16 years old with a fucking job. What about you? You just got a job. She got your ass in there. Get your ass up out of here. Talking all that shit. You can't talk no shit from me, bitch. This is mine. M-I-N-E-S, mine. Mine. I had my shit since I was 18 years old. What to say about you? You had yours for 7 months and got your ass put out. My shit, I had my shit since I was 18 years old. Never went back to my motherfucking mama house. Never. Never went back to my mama house. My mama had low income. She had it till the day she died. What about you? You ain't got shit. You ain't got a shit to pot, so piss a pot in. Not shit. Ain't got shit to piss a pot in. Talking shit to me in my own motherfucking house. Girl, get your fucking life. That's what you need to get your life, Olivia. Get your life. Tell your mama you want some water. She too busy, she on the phone. Who you talking to, bitch? Who you talking to? Olivia, you can pack up your little shit and you can just ride on. Call me another bitch. 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 Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Call me another bitch. Call me another bitch. Call me another bitch. I bet you won't call me another bitch and see what I do. I bet you won't call me another bitch. Call me a bitch.
Get out my face.
Call me another bitch. Call me another bitch. Sorry ass bitch. You's a sorry bitch. Sorry.
Mama, go.
Sorry. Sorry bitch. Sorry bitch. You stay with me. Get out my house, Olivia. Get the fuck out. Call for your ride and get the fuck out my house. Call for your ride and get the fuck out my house. Call your ride and get the fuck out my house. Call. Oh, how many diseases you got? What disease I got? What disease I got? What? I ain't got no disease, bitch. My pussy clean. What about yours? It stank. It stank. Okay, he fucked every time Dick and Harry. So fucking what? Why you want to fuck him? You want to fuck him? You want to fuck him? Okay then. Why you were? His stomach pad. So at least he can see his dick. He can see it. Find you some. Olivia, get the fuck out of my house. Get out my fucking house, Olivia. Get out. If I do something to you. You better find someone to come pick your ass up because you got to go. Talk it. Talk it. Talk it. Talk it.
Tell your Facebook friend how you put a nigga before your fucking kids.
My nigga ain't got a goddamn thing. Bitch, you don't close no door in here. This is my dog.
I know that was a lot. I'm going to need a goddamn drink. You notice the whole time the mother was telling her to get the hell out of the house, get the F out. She would not really say, I'm leaving. Or if she did say it, her actions is not displaying that she will leave. You know why? Because she has no place to go. She's not packing anything. She's not making an initiative. The crazy part is she talking all this shit to her mama, but she got nowhere to go. And she knows it. If this was my child, I know me. Probably what I would have done is I would have purchased a bus ticket and asked her what state does she want to go to, or uh what other place can she go to, or whatever. I would have had to order her a bus ticket one way, not round trip, one way, for her and her son, however many kids she got, and she would have had to get the hell out of my house. I know me, I would have gotten a bus ticket for her, and I would have had her to pack her stuff that night, and I would have even got an Uber to come pick her and our little boy up, and she would have had to get the hell on. I would have to get out of my house, because to me, I can't do jail time. I've worked in the jail before. I can't do jail. That type of female right there, that type of child will have you locked up. As you can see, the mother physically fought her in initial beginning, and they was about to fight again. This chick is staying with her mama, disrespecting her mama, is not disciplining her child. He's dropping food all through the house or whatever. She's letting him eat at a dirty ass table that she won't even clean or wipe off. She's talking mad shit, on the phone day in and day out. She spends more time on the phone than she does with her own child. Her child is undisciplined. He's all over the place, and it's not his fault. Children are smart. He feels the chaos. He knows his mother is unstable, and he's basically just feeding off the energy that she's putting into him. So basically, I want to give my overall intake on this. There are a lot of parents that are struggling with getting rid of their grown children that will not leave their household. And it's not just daughters. I know a lot of parents who have grown sons that are over the age of 35, damn near, approaching their 40s. Their sons would not work. Not only that, their sons got grandchildren that are living there as well. So this is not just an issue with women. You also got grown men as well that will not move up out of their parents' household. And a lot of this, unfortunately, it is the parents' fault. It's the parents' fault that you allow your grown children, because in this case, this girl here is 20 years old, so she's definitely adult. When you allow your grown child to disrespect you, and they don't have a pot to piss in or the window to throw it out of. This ain't something that just started happening. This young lady, she's been disrespecting her mother. She didn't get this comfortable overnight. This been got out of hand. And a lot of this, unfortunately, it starts off in small things. For instance, one of the issues that cause a lot of grown children to be so comfortable with disrespecting their parents, a lot have to do with the fact the parent has not disciplined that child, which is the reason why that child does not fear them. For her 20-year-old grown daughter to be talking back to her, disrespecting her, and handling her like she's a hood rat in the street, she been letting this girl get away with disrespecting her. And it starts off with small things. Let me tell y'all something. Raising a young black woman in this day and era is definitely a challenge. These young black women are getting so much misguidance from social media, through Instagram. Not only that, a lot of these young women are hanging around other young women that have mothers that are hyenas, that done taught them a lot of hood rat characteristics. And sometimes, depending on who your child hangs around, those same hood rat tendencies tend to rub off, So in some cases, it's not because a parent has neglected them being a parent. Sometimes even the best parent could have a child that'll just get buck wild on them. They get out there in the world, they get loose. Everything you taught them, all the wisdom, all the knowledge you put in them, they allowed the streets to contaminate that. They allowed a no good nigga to contaminate that. They allowed shady ass you know, in some instances, envious girlfriend of theirs to change their outlook on life. Everything you have taught your child, it can go out the window depending on what type of experiences they go through. And that's not always your fault. But I really feel like in this case, just hearing how the mother interacts with her daughter been off the chain. And sounds like to me the mother has a couple of hood rat tendencies too, because there should be a way in which you should be able to gain control over your child without calling them a bitch, without calling them a hoe, and this and that. I've never resorted to having to call my daughter a bitch, not in her face, or calling her a whore. And it was times arguments got really ugly between me and my daughter. I would not sit up here and say we had the perfect leave it to beaver type of relationship, but it's never escalated to the point to where we cuss each other like dogs. She's never called me out my name, and I've never called her out her name. So sometimes your child is a product of you. The way you carry yourself as a woman, the way you carry yourself as a mother. Sometimes your child, in most cases, most of the time, your daughter will adopt, and that same generational curse will keep repeating itself. So this is what a lot of grown parents have to understand. If a child was already disrespectful as a child, already out of hand, unruly children become unruly adults. It's plain and simple as that. The mother, I'm sure she already knew how her daughter was. And the fact that she decided to take her back in her household, she knew she was taking a gamble doing that. It's a lot of grown parents who keep taking in grown children who they know will not respect them, who they know have never listened to anything they ever said, who they know will not keep a job, who they know will not keep the house clean. She already knew how her daughter was. I don't know what her daughter said to her to manipulate. Mom, I come back home, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make sure I do my part. Sometimes when these kids get desperate or life slaps them in the face, now they want to come back home, so they're crying on the phone. Then they're using the kids as an excuse, especially if you love your grandchildren. A lot of grown children get away with murder simply based off the fact that they got kids. You got the parents that don't want the grandchildren to suffer, so they let them keep coming back. And you're not even realizing that you're doing the grandchild in some instances more harm than good, because you're teaching that grandchild that their mother or father can disrespect you, and you don't think eventually they're not going to do it. You're creating that curse of disrespect for elders or disrespect for guardians, because you keep allowing your grandchild to witness that you keep taking a mother and father back in no matter how many times they disrespect you. The other issue is this. For mothers who have daughters, you have to realize sometimes when these young women start getting some pipe, they start getting some dick. Sometimes, not sometimes, in most cases, now they think they're more womanly than you. When these young females, these young birds, these young Tatianas, they start getting some dick, you can't tell them nothing. They really think they grown, and Lord, if a child comes out of it, you really can't tell them something. It's very difficult trying to reach an unruly adult that has become a parent, because something about when a young woman has a child, it makes her think that she is grown. It makes her believe that now she is on your level. And in some cases, you see your adult child live in a certain way or not handling their business. And even though they grown, and you have to allow them to think for themselves. When you see them doing, when you see them making poor decisions and you try to put in your input and they disregard it, the sad part is they still look for you to support them. As a parent, you have to nip stuff in the bud before it gets out of hand. You have to pay attention and be observant. In other words, you got to be proactive. You don't be reactive. As a parent, you have to observe your child's behavior. You see them slowly but surely, transitioning into being unproductive, they're not working. You see they're not cleaning up. You see they're not disciplining their child. You have to nip that stuff in the bud to begin with before they even come in and stay with you. True indeed, kids do fall on hardships. My daughter had to come back home to me, but I had to give her a plan. I couldn't let her just come back in my household and she didn't have a plan. When you see your child, like I said, is not being productive, you as the parent, you got to initiate them. You got to give them that extra boost. Hey, what's going on? What you doing? You fill out any college applications? Did you apply for a job? You know, you got to give them a time frame. You have to get them ground rules from the beginning. Look, you cannot let little JJ stay up after 8 o'clock. I want my house peaceful and quiet at a certain time. You feed little JJ at the table. You're going to have to clean the table when he's done. It is sad, but you have to give some grown people, adults, especially a child that you did not raise into becoming an adult correctly. You have to train them and guide them on everything. And you also have to let them know that you will put them out. And you can't just say it. You actually got to do it. You got to follow behind, because let me tell you something. These adult kids, if your actions don't line up with your words, you start sounding like the teacher from the damn, from the Peanut cartoon. Blah 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 blah. They're used to your threats. They know you're not going to do nothing. They know you're not going to put them out. You're not going to get rid of them. Then also, you cannot allow them to use their grandkids as an excuse. Well, I don't have nowhere to go with my kids. Me and my kids going to live in the streets. Me and my kids going to be homeless. Look here, you had those kids. You should have thought about that before you sat up here and you had these children. Then on top of that, you disrespected me knowing you got no place else to go with these kids. You cannot keep allowing these grown adults to manipulate you and tolerating them, all because you're worrying about something happening to them. It's unfortunate, but you have a lot of adults that are not going to live their golden years. You have some adults, they never are going to know what it's like to have all of their kids born and raised out of their household. I know for me, as much as I love my daughter, I was glad when she finally took the initiative, to join the military, because it was starting to weigh thin on us as well as her. She couldn't find a job. Her car got repossessed. It was just one bad thing after another bad thing after another bad thing. And I had to tell her, look here, things are not working out. You got to come up with a different plan. You know, if not, you're going to become a burden on us, and we're going to become a burden on you. You're going to get frustrated because you're going to feel like you can't live your life the way you want to live it, because you got to live up under our roof. I had to make her sit down and understand how important it is for her to have her own independency. I had to make her understand you ain't gonna want to live with me and your daddy all your life. Come a point, you done had your own apartment, and I get it. This was your first time going out there. You tripped, you stumbled, and it wasn't like it was a repetitive mistake, which is why I did allow her to come back home, because that was her first time being on her own. So it was like a trial and error. But when you have those ones that just keep coming back and forth, keep losing apartments, keep losing houses, it's just one incident after another. There's no growth, there's no progress. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time giving them the benefit of a doubt and letting them come back and forth. Again, when you make a child think, even though I'm 42 years old, I know I'm not on my mother's level. My mother is, God bless her soul, she's 68. No, I'm sorry, she's 65. And I still can't handle this woman like I'm on her level. I still can't handle that lady like I'm older than her. I still humble myself to my mother as a child, even though I'm a grown woman. The problem is with this new school era, they got these kids thinking they're on the same level. A lot of mothers, a lot of mothers had their children young, and what tends to happen is when you have your children young, you start being more their friend instead of their parent. And now that they are full grown, they think they know more than you. They think they smarter than you. They don't trust none of what you say. And that's the worst position a parent can put themselves in, when your child no longer trusts what you say. They believe in themselves more than your wisdom. They trust themselves more than your knowledge. I'm fortunate that I have a child that trusts my knowledge and my wisdom more than she trusts her own. In this instance, this girl trusts her own. She don't trust her mother. She don't even damn respect her to trust her. You have a lot of elderly parents up in their age, they're not ever going to have their house to themselves. They aren't ever going to have that privilege to walk around naked because they're going to always have that grown, trifling ass child who's raising a bunch of kids under their roof. And in some instances, I have to say this, play devil's advocate, some of these parents create their own monsters. We don't know if this woman was the type of mother when other people been trying to tell her her daughter was out of pocket. Nobody not going to tell me what to do with my child. I'm going to raise my child the way I see fit. Because you do have some parents now that always defended their children's shenanigans. My mom had a friend like that. My mom had a friend where she worshiped the ground her kids walked on. And one time my mom just said something very simple to her like, you think it's okay for so and so to just do blah 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 blah? And my mom was like, when she made that comment, that lady literally went off, and she said she felt since they were friends, she can be open with her and tell her, because they were close, like, why you letting your son come in and out your house like that? Your son in his 40s. Why is you letting him still, live off of you and take advantage? And that lady lost it. She said, oh no, oh no. Nobody's not going to tell me what to do my child. I don't care how long we've been friends. Ain't nobody, and I mean nobody, gonna tell me what I should or shouldn't do when it comes to my child. Now you do have some parents that are very headstrong. They don't want no type of guidance when it comes to children. Guess what happened? That same son who she said nobody can't tell her what to do with him, that was the same son who disrespected her. That was the same son when she was on her deathbed who didn't even want to bring her a cup of water. Same son who didn't even show up to the funeral to pay her respects. The same son, now that she dead and gone, he out here strung out on crack, still just as sorry as he was before she died. So my overall intake on this whole situation is this. You have a grown woman living with you, disrespecting you, calling you out your name. Not only that, you got other children there. They see their older sister, their big sister, to get away with disrespecting and coming out their mouth. You don't think toxic behavior rubs off? All that negative energy, that toxic ass energy she brings into your household, it's gonna wear off. Her son already screaming and yelling. Then she had the audacity to sit up here and throw one of her other siblings up under the bus. And that's what her mother said. But wait a minute, she's 16, she a minor. I'm still responsible for her. You 20 years old. And see, that's what these trifling ass grown adult children will do. They will manipulate. They will bring up any and everything except where they failing at. Well, what about so and so? You let them so and so. Well, what about your boyfriend? And what about your that girl brought up everything. She had everything to say about everything else and everybody else in our household. She would not take accountability for anything. And whenever you have an adult under your roof that will not respect your rules and then on top of that won't take accountability, it's just a done damn deal. It's a done damn deal. And you have millions of parents in the United States of America who hate living in their own household. You got parents who in their 50s, 60s, who should be enjoying their golden years, drinking their coffee, reading a newspaper, watching a Sanford and Son Golden Girls marathon, should be chilling. They can't chill because they got a trifling ass, grown ass son, trifling grown ass daughter, who they have babied, who they have cuddled, still got their sons sucking on their nipples, still breastfeeding their grown ass daughters. You have some adult parents never gonna know what it's like to live in peace. I ain't trying to be funny, but you don't go through 18 years of raising a child for them to still be stuck with you, for them to still be stuck up under your roof. You raise them so they can eventually get out of your household and get their own shit, and they come by and visit you for your Sunday dinners. But at the same time, as parents, you got to help these children. You have to help them position themselves to get the hell up out your house. You see your son, your daughter won't get a job. You see them not paying bills. If you don't give them that extra boost and give them some guidance, make sure they get a job, make sure they're saving up money, making sure they doing what they're supposed to do, how they gonna get the hell from out your household? Nevertheless, y'all, I hope, I don't know how old this video is, but I hope that woman was able to get that broad out her house. If not, somebody's going to end up in jail. Somebody's going to get hurt. As y'all can see in the footage, they fought once and they was getting ready to fight a second time. That right there, somebody going to end up in jail. And it's going to be the mother. The mother's going to have to be the one to take the initiative, because see, the mother stands more to lose. The mother is the one that has the house. The mother is the one that has the relationship. The mother is stable. So she has more to lose out the situation than her trifling ass daughter. Her daughter, unfortunately, she feels a sense of entitlement. She's very biggity. She's very cocky. And even though she's in a very codependent situation, meaning she doesn't have her own car, she doesn't even have her own house, she's not producing any income, she doesn't even have any support with her child. Even with all of that, it's still not enough to make her humble herself. Even being in the trifling circumstances she in, she still has the audacity to feel like she's entitled, like she's privileged. So the mother's gonna have to be the one to take the initiative. The mother got to get her out that house quick, fast, and in a hurry. And a lot of the times, you have a lot of parents, they feel guilty putting their adult children out, especially when there's grandchildren involved. And when it comes to these adult children, um, meaning that they're only adults by their age, but they still have the mind of a child because they won't do the things that adults do to survive. They won't go get a job. They won't go be independent. They won't stop living off of people. So it's that adult child syndrome. Um, what's going to have to happen is the mother's going to have to be the one to put her out. A lot of parents feel obligated to supporting their adult children, especially when there's grandchildren involved. As a grandparent, you don't want your children and grandchildren in the street. But what happens with the adult child, they are very narcissistic and they're very manipulative. They know how much their parents care about their grandchildren, so they use that to their advantage. You just gonna put me out in the street with your grandkids? You know, me and your grandkids got nowhere to go. A lot of these adult children, they will pull that grandkid card. They will pull the, you know, me and your grandkids don't have no place to stay. Well, guess what? You should have thought about that before you cocked up and had that child from that man. You should have had that child from a man that could have provided you with a place to stay. This young lady is very cocky and very arrogant, and she feels very entitled and she feels very privileged. Um, if the mother doesn't do something, if the mother doesn't hurry up and get this brought out of the house, and something terribly goes wrong, the mother stands more to lose than her, because the mother is the one who has the job, the mother is the one who has the home, and the mother is the one that's in a relationship. Her daughter, on the other hand, doesn't have a house, doesn't have a job, doesn't have a relationship, so she's not losing anything. And most of the time, losers don't mind making you lose. Her daughter's a straight loser. You have a lot of adult parents, senior citizens, that's over the age of 55 and up. They cannot enjoy their golden years. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that they have allowed their children to be trifling for so long. Now that these children are full grown and they are adults, it's too late at this point to make them get their shit together. It's too late at this point because they have allowed this monster to fester and to keep growing. So the mother now is trying to put her foot down. And at this point, it's a little too late. This broad had the audacity to get biggity with her, knowing she has no place to go, because she's just that sure that her mother does not have the balls to put her out. You have some families that are very toxic, very dysfunctional. They'll cuss each other out, throw dishes at each other, try to kill each other, try to stab each other, and the next day they act like nothing ever happened. You have adult children that know how to manipulate their parents to make their parents feel guilty and make their parents feel bad. Especially if the father wasn't around, well, my dad ain't never been there for me. You all I got, and this, and that. Like Jody and Baby Boy. I'm your child. I'm your child, and you gonna put me out for this nigga, this and that. These adult children will make you feel guilty. They will try to manipulate you into feeling guilty that you no longer want to support them. You trying to throw them out the nest so they can go ahead and fly on their own. And they will do the baby boy Jody cry down syndrome. I'm your child. I'm your child. You're not a goddamn child anymore. You are a full adult. Again, you have a lot of black women that are going through this with their black daughters. You have to realize sometimes your daughters, they adopt a lot of your manipulative, toxic ways. And if you don't catch it right then and there and you don't nip it in the bud, it's going to get out of control on you. I kind of think in this instance, both mother and daughter are alike. Both of them are toxic. Um, both of them are drama filled. The mother shouldn't even let her back in the second time. I'm sure she already knew how her daughter was. Again, when they have kids, also they think they really know more than you. And that little boy, he's going to be off the chain. He screamed throughout the majority of the footage of the video. Then had the audacity to ask his grandmother. I don't know if y'all peeped that, but he asked his grandmother. He told his grandmother he needed some water, and his mother's right there. So for that little boy to ask the grandmother to give him some water, that goes to show you that's just how much his goddamn mama don't do. Anytime a child has to go to another adult and ask for something when the parent is right there, that's a big red flag of how much she has been enabling her daughter. And now she's tired of the monster. A lot of y'all parents, y'all create the monster, and then when the monster get too big, you want to get rid of the monster. Now the monster is trying to destroy you. Her own daughter wants to destroy her because she no longer wants to be responsible for her. She no longer wants to help her. And the thing about it is, like I said, the daughter was popping a lot of junk, but I guarantee y'all didn't see her packing no bags. Y'all didn't see her grabbing no trash bags and put her clothes in it. Y'all didn't see her packing no suitcase. She knows she got nowhere to go. What I would do, I would be sitting up there planning to change my locks and all of that. The day her and my grandson leaves out the house, because eventually she gonna leave out the house. She would be in for a rude goddamn awakening because I have all the locks changed on that goddamn house. She wouldn't be able to bring her ass back in there. That type of broad right there, you got to be aggressive. You can't tell her to get out. She ain't one you can tell to get out. Talk a lot of shit, but she ain't got the balls to get out. She one that you have to change the locks on. She one that you're gonna have to get a restraining order. The only bad part about it is there's an innocent child that's caught up in the situation that is unfortunately going to be stuck in the struggle. So anyway, y'all, I think I've rambled on enough about this particular situation at hand. What is y'all opinion? Do any of y'all out there got adult children who you feel you have handicapped? Maybe some of y'all got siblings that still living with the mama, still living with the daddy. You don't talk to your mom, you don't talk to your dad and say, hey, when you gonna get so and so out the house, man? He's a grown man, he's a grown woman. And no matter what, your parents are still enabling them. Maybe you are a parent that's still enabling your child. Would you care sharing with us why do you have such a hard time um, putting that adult child out that's grown enough and able-bodied, able to get a job, not handicapped, not disabled, yet you will not put them out and they causing a burden to you. They're not paying no bills. They're not contributing. They're not even taking you to any of your doctor's appointments. You know, what is your opinion on these type of adult children who bring this amount of chaos into their parents' lives? So anyway, leave your opinion below. Let me know what y'all think about the situation. It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha. Remember, I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth and break you off with a slice of knowledge. Make sure y'all hit that like button before y'all leave. Y'all have a blessed one. Take care. Talk to you soon.